Hello everyone and welcome to this next LM simulation video here on YouTube. So we're back. This is Train Sim World 2, so we're back in Train Sim World 2 today, doing another route review. So we're going to be looking into a new route that is it's been out for the game for a good few months, maybe even a year now. This is West Somerset Railway. So essentially, this route goes down from Norton Fitzwarren down to Minehead via Bishop's Lydeard and various other stations. And essentially, we are going to be operating a service, a special service. So this is going to be quite a long video, so be prepared for it. I'm going to be reviewing the entire route from start to finish using the scenario that is created by Dovetail Games called Minehead Mariner. So that's a rail tour from York using a Class 33 Crompton. From I believe it's Norton Fitzwarren down to Minehead. So doing the whole route today, which is I just wanted to include it all, basically show you exactly what the route was about, and include a scenario that has been created by the guys over at Dovetail Games. So this one I just want to get into nice and quickly because obviously it's going to take quite a while to film it and get everything done. So without further ado, we will get into the scenario. So this is available over on Steam. I will put a link in the description below. You might be able to pick it up in a sale if there is a sale available. This is quite often it's been reduced in sales before. So fantastic route though, and one I did want to cover because it's a heritage route for Train Sim World, which is not something we get very often. So this time you'll be able to look into that. But we're going to be driving the Class 33 Crompton. So let's get into the scenario anyway. So it's Minehead Mariner run a special service originating out of York from Bishop's Lydeard down to Minehead. So we're not doing the full run from Norton Fitzwarren, interestingly. I can't seem to find a scenario that does include Norton Fitzwarren. All of them seem to include, from start to finish, you can clearly see that the route starts, it starts over here. This is Norton Fitzwarren here. I can't quite understand why the scenario would start here. Anyway, if you want to see that section of it, I can do a future video on the run. What I'll do is I'll just do a special feature. There is a scenario where you do take a service out, a train out of service from Bishop's Lydeard down to Norton Fitzwarren. So I will do that in the future. Obviously, that's something that will be done in time. But you're just going to see basically the core of the route, which is from Bishop's Lydeard over to Minehead, which is the destination here. So the intermediate stations on this route include Crocombe Heathfield, Stowgumber, Williton, Doniford Holt, Watchet, Washford, Blue Anchor, Dunster, and finally Minehead. So I'm probably going to be calling all of them on the way here today. So it's quite an expansive route, and let's get into it. To be honest, don't want to mess about anymore. So loading times in this game are obviously not too bad, so you don't need to worry about having to split anything. A special Minehead Mariner service originating from York is about to arrive for a crew change. You'll be running the last leg of the journey up to Minehead. Are we on the wrong platform, or are we on the right platform? I can't tell. I can never tell with this. But yeah, oh my word, it looks fantastic. Honest to God, from the station signage to the general appeal of the route and sort of the mixture between old and new. So you've got new bits over there, and obviously you've got the heritage line here. I think it's done extremely well. It's presented in modern day, so this is how it would look like today. Gorgeous weather, and I cannot lie, it's just like this outside my window at the moment. Although it's probably colder here than it is outside my window. It's 31 degrees currently. Having a heat wave in the United Kingdom at the moment, which means we're going to have a storm next weekend, so we're all prepared. But unmistakable sounds of Crompton there. Let's get into position. Oh, that sounds fantastic, doesn't it? It really does. I mean, obviously not the Ultron Powerhouse level of sound, but we're still enjoying it very much so. I'll get a nice little oh hello, bloody hell, it's doing the horn as well. I like that. I'll get a nice little screenshot for the video. Where's the sun? I want to be on the right side of the sun. I'm one of those photographers. mate. Let's get everything away, and there we go. Boom. Right, let's bring everything back, and yeah. I am now in control of D6566 Crompton. Very nice indeed, Class 33. If this has come all the way from York, I feel sorry for the passengers, because honest to God, a Crompton all the way from York to Bishop's Lydeard is, Minehead is quite a journey. It really is. You'd have thought you'd have doubled them up on that route. Anyway, so this is the Class 33. I don't believe I've shown you this before. So it includes a lot of, you know, you can change the vacuum brakes and stuff like that, and the cab itself looks fantastic. Crompton's obviously timed for up to 85, not just 75, so it should be fun. We'll turn the AWS change end lever on and the AWS isolation switch on, which is then going to enable that. So we'll sit in the driver's seat, and we've got the road. So we're just loading the passengers at the moment. Let's take the windows down, obviously very hot today. You've got no air conditioning in these old trains, so it's just going to have to be, you know, typical... I took it down there, vacuum emergency valve, yeah. So we're just going to have to do it the typical old way. It's not fun. The only thing, like there was a rail tour that I saw today out on the, I was going down the North Wales coastal line from Liverpool Line Street over to Holyhead with a LOS Jubilee class Leander as the locomotive in charge. I feel sorry for all the passengers on that because 31 degrees and you've got those Mark 1s. Oh my god. I couldn't think of anything worse, honest to God. I'd go on a rail tour if it was like maybe March, April, you know, where the temperature's like viable, but yeah, and nowhere. Summer is awful, really, really bad. Right, so that's that done. That's that. So now we can lock the doors. Good to go. I'm going to open the door because it's very hot today, so I'm treating it just like it is outside at the moment. What else do you want me to do? Also in the throttle. I'll wait for the brake valves to decrease first. So look outside. Ooh, looks good indeed. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Not complain. Here we go. Prepare for some clag. I'm going to put it up to 11. Wow, really accelerates quite fast for Class 33. Really sad that we've got to be dictated to by such a slow speed limit at the moment. It's not fun at all. So, I want to say first of all, it looks a fantastic route, honestly. When I first went onto it and I did a Class 47 from Bishop's Lydeard, which is where we just departed, to Minehead, it was a fantastic run. I really enjoyed it. It was really entertaining. It got me, I felt like I was actually there almost. It was so realistic. And look at it now, it just looks the same. It's grand. It's been done so well, and to think that this is the same Dovetail Games that fell down so many times over Train Simulator 2021 stuff. It's quite clear they've got their priorities in the right place, probably. This is the future, unfortunately. Train Sim's had its day. Crash it. train. I must admit, it could do with an AP sound pack, as everything could. I mean, you're never going to have a perfect, you know, you're never going to have perfect sounds with Telltale games. But they've done reasonably well on this, I must admit. I like the way you can look inside the cab. Everything there's me. Hello, mate. How are you doing? All right. It's like I'm about to collapse from heat exhaustion. I can assure you it's very similar inside my flat at the moment, so I probably might collapse during the filming of this video, don't worry. I do like the British Rail logo, that is gorgeous. And this livery suits the Class 33 so well, it really does. And you zoom up close, you can see obviously not amazing texture work. However, you know, I didn't expect them to need to have to do amazing texture work, so it looks good from a distance, and that's all you need to know. So we're 3 miles from Crocombe Heathfield. Unless that's not going down. Oh no, yeah, it is cool. So we're 3 miles, 10:27 we're due there. Loads of time. Especially given our maximum 30 speed is 25. It's not the fastest in the world. Look at that. Gorgeous. A rake of Mark 1's chocolate and cream. Very appropriate. Although I tell you what, for a rail tour that's got hardly any seats on it. Tell you what, tickets for this must have sold out in minutes, given the amount of seats they've got available on this. I wonder if we've got any first class coaches, or everyone just had to go peasant class, did they? Or second. There's a break. Second. Yeah. Yeah, sod you. If you wanted to go on this tour, you had no choice. You're going standard class only, mate. Look at that. That is a bash camera, that. That is a bashing cam. Beautiful. Alas, let's get ourselves back in the cockpit, or the cab is probably better well known. Yeah, so it looks really well done. It's even got a sun visor for those sunny days, and never really have the need to use a sun visor in any train sim game, but it's good that it's included. Obviously you've got the horn here. You've got your marker lights, your white headlights are on. Everything's pretty much set, but you've also got a destination light, which you can, I presume you can change. If you can open the cover to see what it's, you can't. A bit weird, you can change the destination, but you can't open the cover to see what you're changing it to, so we've got it set at the moment, just black. Well, we can change it obviously to something. So we're going to be 1 Zulu 78, let's say. So, that's 8. Yeah, that's 7. So we want to be 8 on this one. No, that's 87. I forgot how it works. So this needs to be 8, and this needs to be... What a weird system. There you go, 1 Zulu 78, that's better. Yeah, very, very nicely well done. You can even read what's on here, obviously the Birmingham Railway Carriage and Wagon Co. Limited, Smethwick, serial number DEL179. That might be a depot plate or a depot code plate. I'm not too sure with Three Tops locomotives how it was all done, but obviously I know that they had depot plates. Obviously you had, you know, you've got Cardiff, you've got Crewe, you've got Derby, you've got a load of them, Doncaster, depot plates York, you know, loads of different places had depot plates, and it's fantastic to see that. I was just trying to find out which depot plate was on one of the Class 69s, I think it is. 69002, I think it is. They've got a depot plate on that I've never seen before. And I looked it up, and no one I've not been able to get an answer yet as to which depot it belongs to, but it's certainly not a BR one, so it might be a whole new depot plate that they've created. Wouldn't surprise me. Guys over at GBRF are big believers in sort of the whole enthusiast side of things. They are very enthusiastic indeed. So with that in mind, it would be appropriate for them to create a new depot. I wonder where they're going to be based, those Class 69s. I don't know which depot they're going to be assigned to, so we'll have to see. Presumably a depot that doesn't have a plate, because obviously they've put the depot plate on it. So. Right, so we've got 20 mph speed limit in 1.1 miles and single yellow aspect. I'm going to zoom ahead and see if I can find a nice location to get a screenshot. If the sun is... oh no. Oh god. Whoever designed this scenario didn't think of where the sun's going to be. You know, you can't really get a decent view of this train, to be honest. It's just getting worse. Anyway, let's watch it go past here. Oh, sorry. I can't fault them on one running seconds. They're quite authentic indeed. Anyway, let's get ourselves ready. We are down to 20 miles per hour very shortly, so I'm just sort of coasting at the moment. We are meant to be in Crocombe Heathfield by now by the looks of it, so we are running a bit late. I can't quite understand because I've basically cruised at 25 the entire way, so... oh well, we'll probably be late this whole scenario then. Wouldn't surprise me. Start to slow down back to 20. I don't think I've ever known a rail tour run on time. To be honest, I think they make their own timings in the long term, obviously. So people just press Z by mistake instead of A. But in terms of scenery, in terms of assets, in terms of what this route provides, it is absolutely gorgeous. As you'll find out as we get further down the route, it just continues on and on. It's brilliant. Alright, we're going to shut off the throttle very shortly as we approach Crocombe Heathfield. We're about 1 minute late, not too bad. Get us into the station without having to lose any speed. Get us up to 20. We'll coast. Not sure if we've got enough momentum to coast all the way into the station. We'll have to wait and see. But, obviously there is a gradient we've got to take account for, 1.2%. To boost this up a little bit, otherwise it'll lose too much speed. There we go on the level. We can start to slow down here. Some train braking. Brake's taking a while to pull off. That'll do. can't say I don't drive diligently, because I do. I drive with the... Oh, you're not going to let me live indoors now, are you? You're not outside the cab. It's the only thing I don't like about this. You have to be in the cab to open the doors. Not left. There you go. Right. Stop pissing at me. There you go. Right, there you go. Welcome. We are about 3 minutes late, unfortunately. 2 minutes late technically, but 3 minutes late upon departure, so yeah, sun's getting in a worse and worse position for this one, so good if you're going that way, but not if you're going this way, honestly. But, I mean, it's good for the driver, because obviously me, not having to worry about sun, so. Let's have a look at these Mark 1 coaches while we're here. They're very nice and nicely detailed. Got windows up here that can't open. They would be open on a day like this. It's very, very hot indeed. So. Right, let's get back in the cab. Right, well, we're going to make a spirited departure from here, I think is the term, so I hope you're ready to have a bit of thrash, because that's what you're going to get. I know we're late, so we're also going downhill, so we certainly don't need that much power. Right. Interesting, these are West Somerset Railway coaches. They wouldn't be on a rail tour normally. Obviously, they're not approved to go on NR metals. However, they might be. Might be one of those that are approved, so you never know. Rail tour companies tend to use their own stock. So, 5.3 miles to Williton, which is our next station calling point. Going to put us in an initial application while we head down this hill. Before we end up speeding. Gorgeous route though, really nicely detailed. Takes you a good time to, you know, as I say, it takes you a good 75 minutes to be able to get the run done. This is going to be quite a long video. I think if that's flashing, it means you can proceed. If it's just a single white light, you can't. So. We probably should have approached that at a slower speed. Obviously, in real life, you have to wait and see what aspect it is before you can proceed. Also, we've got no tail light. Just noticed that. So. .25 and a whistle. We've got another crossing coming up, so this time we're going to treat this one a little bit more realistically. So we're going to have to obviously brake for the crossing, wait to see if the light is flashing. If it's a flashing white light, you can proceed. If it's a single white light that's just being held, you cannot proceed. So I think I'm learning that. That's something you've got to factor in real life as well. crossing yet. We've got a bridge here. Mostly around this area. We've got some signs to signify the crossing. Certainly an interesting experience. I mean, I haven't done this run too often. As you can see, it's flashing, so we can now add a bit of power and get on to our max speed. We don't really need it, to be honest. I'll be honest and say I've probably spent about 5% of my time in Trainton World in this route. The rest of it has probably been in London to Faversham, the high-speed route. Obviously, means a lot to me that, because high speed 1 and all that, so. So I've not really taken much time to explore this route. Nor have I Manchester to Leeds, that route that's also in it as well. Huddersfield and Leeds, that's a good route. That'll be coming soon in a route review, so keep an eye out for that. Class 33, very nice train to drive. You know, it looks good, sounds good, everything you need from a semi-modern diesel, I think is the way to say it. Start to brake again, we're approaching 26, yeah. Hardly need any power on this run today. Certainly think we're going to be around 10:50, probably arriving into Willerton rather than 10:45. I think we've lost a lot of time, unfortunately. But, don't know how. Seems like quite a difficult timetable to be able to work by, but yeah, nice little sort of headboard view there. The Headco box view, sorry. As we approach gradually into Willerton, which is only 3.7 miles away. Quite a long railway, honestly. A railway I've never been on in real life, I must add. There's a lot of them. I'm trying to tick them off as much as possible, doing the ones local to me first, and then gradually getting further and further away. Obviously, you know, there's other ones that I'd like to do first, like the Great Central Railway and Gloucestershire Warwickshire Railway, GWSR. Yeah, there's quite a few out there that I haven't had a chance to do. My next one that I am going to be doing is the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway, KWVR, which is not a massively long railway, but it's one that I do need to achieve. And then after that, obviously, I've got other railways that I'd like to explore. This is all in real life. Any of my explores or anything I do in that part of my adventures is done on my main channel, which is passing a station. Stow Gumbo wouldn't stop in here. Yeah, so anything I do in real life will be on my main channel, Leo Martin. I've still got to do the East Lancs Railway videos and stuff like that. I've got a lot that I need to do basically, but I'm on annual leave from work at the end of this coming week. So by the time this is released, that'll be I'll be on annual leave. So I'll be able to focus a little bit more on doing stuff. A lot of the reason I'm on annual leave is the Olympics. Something I take a lot of pride in. I've followed the Olympics for quite a long time. Obviously, it's a massive sporting event, and for me, favourites. First one I truly experienced as a young kid. When we had it in London in 2012, I was quite young at the time. Not too young, probably about 14 years old, 12, 13. So I can't remember how old, but I was quite sort of like young at the time, and that was my true first experience with the Olympics. Beijing, I seem to recall happening, but I don't remember it in such a way that I remember, London. And then I followed Rio. Rio was good. I probably didn't follow it as much as I should have done. I think it was because it was probably overshadowed by the fact that the World Cup was around the same time. And that was also in Rio, if I seem to recall correctly, which is a bit of a weird situation where they'd have the World Cup in the same country that holds the Olympics. But it's interesting nonetheless, so that's partly the reason, but with the Tokyo Olympics it's going to be very, very difficult. Basically, I'm not entirely sure I'm going to be able to watch all of it. I mean, it's any live action is live on BBC between midnight and 5 AM in the morning, because that's sort of 10 AM to 5 PM over there, or 4 PM, whatever. That's the hours that they normally do sporting events. So if you want to watch it live, then yeah, you're going to have to be up halfway through the night. So it's going to be a bit difficult to watch live, but it's going to be nice to see nonetheless. Well, give me a chance to catch up with all of my videos. I've got loads of videos I had to put on YouTube. I went a bit mad earlier in the month and just put about 8 videos on YouTube in one day. I just have a backlog now of content that I just wanted to upload. So. Too far away from Willerton now, only 1.8 miles, and trying to manage the speed. Make sure we're not speeding too badly. Still don't think we're going to be anywhere near on time into Willerton, probably more than 10:50 as I said, so trying my best to get this train back on time, but I don't think we're going to be very lucky with that, unless I absolutely floor it and go around these corners at about 70 miles an hour. I don't think we're going to get there on time. If we follow all the if we follow all the speed limits to the latter, we'll probably be late. So we've got 2 minutes to do 1.4 miles. I don't think that's feasibly possible. So I'm going to reckon 3 minutes late into Willerton, but it's not too bad. I mean, try and make that time back as much as we feasibly can. So. Let's just wish these distance would count down a little bit quicker, because obviously you've got to keep the timings to some extent. It shows the skill that you're able to drive the train, but at the same time, trying to make a video, you're trying to multitask and review the route at the same time, so it's never going to be a perfect scenario. It's not my scenario. I don't think I've ever created a scenario in Trains and Worlds. It's not something I focus on doing very much, so anyway, very shortly you're going to experience Willerton. Bloody train will never sit under the speed limit, will it? Then in order to keep it sitting under the speed limit, you have to go down to 20, at which point you're definitely going to be late, because you're now doing less than what the speed is. So it's a difficult train to drive. It's not an easy route by any have any margin. If you're going to follow the speed limits, then obviously it's never going to be a perfect ride. But I don't want to put it up to 11 now, get back up to 25, and then have the issue I was having a minute ago. So, see, these miles just don't count down. They're ages, you know. We've got to go down to 15 miles an hour very shortly as well, so that'll delay us even more. Don't think there's much of a way to get back on time now. I'll try my best, unfortunately, guys. But this West Somerset Railway service is delayed. Officially delayed. Forget your delay repay. I would be going speeding with this bloody train. Might as well get it down to 15 now anyway. Surely going to be at 15. Now I've overcooked it. I think patience is needed with Heritage Railways. Patience is not my strong point. I'm too used to driving modern stock, which is instantaneous reactions and stuff. Let's get down to 15. Satisfying. Okay. You're going to get nowhere near down to 15 quick enough. 19, 18, yeah. Yeah, we're late. We're about 2 minutes late. So you've got to take the brake off and preempt it about 5 miles an hour earlier than you normally would. Depends on what speed you're trying to get. So. Anyway, what we'll do is we'll just cruise in now. Because we're on a downhill gradient anyway, so. They want the loco to pull up here, which is interesting, so. Driving significantly over the speed limit. Since when? I'm doing 12 in a 15. Boom. Bit harsh on the brake, but we can forgive that. Look at that. Sorry guys, if you're trying to get off in the front coach, you've got a bit of a gap, but it's purely down to this game, not down to me. It told me where to stop and I stopped there. So. Anyway, this is Willerton, so they've obviously got a diesel depot here. It looks very good indeed. It'd be nice to have some locomotives sitting here and AI. I don't quite understand the AI situation with scenarios. I don't tend to do scenarios very often, but to me it looks like scenarios is a bit too much to ask. Sorry, AI is a bit too much to ask in this game, but anyway, it looks good. Well, I say it looks good. Is that meant to be like that? Because if I... Yeah, so some poor textures here and there. It's nothing to do with me. My graphics card's set for this. It's should handle it perfectly, but yeah. Anyway, we will resume in our service. Resume. So just got to wait now for the brakes to release. Exhauster speeder. What the heck's that? Never heard of that. Is that like a sander? Although you've got a sander somewhere else. Yeah, a sander here. So. I'll turn it on. I notice it does anything, to be honest. Me and my impatience, or me and the East Lancs Railway sort of how to drive trains part 1 East Lancs Railway edition. Turn it up to 11 every time you get near a tunnel. So if we get through any tunnels, I am going to absolutely let this thing rip. because I think that was a 33 in there on that day, and that was 33-1 was in BR grey, some sort of train load grey livery. Oh, it looked fantastic, it really did. You know, I'm not sure whether it looked as good as this. Obviously grey is a very dull colour, whereas green is a bit more West Coast Railway like. Anyway, we shall continue. So, getting further and further towards our destination, which in the end is Minehead. I'll just show you the route map now, because I haven't had a chance to show you the route map actually. So where we should have started, probably, rather controversially, should have been Norton Fitzwarren, which is here. You've obviously got the triangle to turn the trains around, and Taunton is over here. Where we actually started is here, which is Bishop's Lydeard. I wish they would have, like, I wish they'd have like something on here just to sort of explain like where things are, like labels and stuff, like, oh, this is something curved, and this is, you know, here's a level crossing, this is this station. And they've got nothing. Never really understood that. Completely bizarre. Absolutely. Oh, we are skipping another station. We're also very nice. Oh my word. Okay, now we are significantly over the speed limit. I did not see it. Maybe I missed something. I certainly did not see a 15 there. Oh well, we're not going to get many action points from this scenario, but I don't do it to get action points. I do it for the enjoyment of driving trains. But hey, have a look at that. Look at that. Gorgeous beach there. Sodding train will not. Drives like a typical British rail train, doesn't it? Nothing is instant. Everything's 5 minutes after you do it. Right, let's get up to our top speed now. So we're just passed through a station, obviously, which was this station here. We will then continue onwards to this station, which is unnamed, and then onwards towards Minehead, where we're gradually getting to, slowly but surely. It can't make its mind up this route, whether it wants to climb or descend. The typical train spotter. Hello. I think you've got to. The general rule is you've got to sort of preempt these things with these sort of trains. You've got to preempt everything. You see. I certainly do enjoy driving outside the cab more than enjoy driving inside the cab. I don't like the field of view. It's not something you're able to do anything about for some reason. Rather bizarrely. We are exceeding the speed limit again. Right, so we'll stop here now because we're coming to a halt. I'll tell you why we're coming to a halt. All these people standing beyond the yellow line. Well, not the yellow line, but they're standing way too. I'm not going to presume. Sorry, I'm Presume, why do I keep saying that way? I'm not going to resume unless these people move out the way. Honestly, that is dangerous. In fact, look at this, you know, people just don't have any safety concerns, do they? Which is typical for a Heritage Railway, it really is. Anyway, good chance to get a screenshot, so we shall do that. And then what we'll do is, because we've got to get somewhere at some point, just press F3, which turns on the FPS instead of doing the HUD, which is what it does in Train Sim 2021. I'm too used to playing the game. Just going to blow my horn. They're not going to move out of the way. Oh well, typical people on Heritage Railways standing way too close to the platform edge. Well, we're definitely going to be late into Washington. That's watch it. Yeah, watch it. You might run some people over while you're going through there. Quite literally, it's ridiculous. That really is. I'm just going to put it up to 11 in a minute because I'm bored of having to sit at 10 miles an hour and just go around a corner. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. We must be past that speed limit by now. There we go, yeah. Right, good view. That sun is really realistic, I'm not going to lie, it looks fantastic, it really does. I was just trying to get back up to speed, it's really difficult, really. Especially with the speed limit being so slow. Anyway, so our next station calling point is all the way down here. We're not going to get there on time, anywhere near on time. It's a gradient mark. Yeah, because now we're going downhill, so we need to start braking. I preempted that, but it was too late. So. Difficult to drive. I'm not going to say it's an easy drive at all, because it's not. Obviously, these older locomotives take a little bit more having to preempt the situation. I think a train that sums that up more than anything is the Class 86. I was at Crewe train station watching a steam train depart on platform 12, and a Freightliner driver was coming in from the diesel depot, which is the authorised walking route from Bassford Hall to the station. Anyway, he was having to get a service train down to Wembley to pick the service up, and he just spoke to me for a minute and said, "Oh, you don't see too many of those steam trains." I got chatting basically, and really nice chap to talk to. And he said he signs Class 86s, and he was going to look into working for locomotive services and seeing if he could transfer to 87s and get some traction knowledge on the 87s. Because if you sign 86s, you pretty much can sign 87s. The only difference is, I can't remember what he told me. He said the only difference is something is electric in the 87, but it's like physical in the 86. Might be the handbrake or something like that. Maybe you might be able to push a button in the 87, but in the 86 they had it as a physical wheel, like you would have it in this, you know, your handbrake wheel. So, God knows, maybe it was something else. Can't remember that far back. But it was lovely to talk to. He said driving the 86 is probably the best thing he ever had to do, because instead of like a 90 where you just put it up, put it down, put it up, put it down, and just manage the speed. He said on the 86s you had to preempt the neutral section, so you actually had to have route knowledge to drive the train. rather than route knowledge just to be able to tell the signal where you are in case something goes wrong. So he actually had to have route knowledge to drive the train, to be able to physically achieve successful driving of the train. You need to have route knowledge, because with neutral sections in Class 86s, which is a similar era sort of thing to these, probably these came along before the 86s, a lot long before the 86s, but it's very similar technology in the cab layout in a sense. You'd have your tap changer, which is like this, and everything like that. So yeah, not too distant. Anyhow, so he informed me that if you didn't run down the amps, and you didn't get the amps down to 0 by the time you went over a neutral section, you'd hear a big bang, the wires would collapse, and the train would blow up, essentially. Quite spectacular. So he said the people who drive the 86s are usually the older drivers. None of the new drivers will sign 86s or anything like that. It'll just basically be 70s, 66s, 90s for most of the new drivers. So they've only got one 47 830, and that's signed by a very elite group of people at Bassett Hall. So they got that 47 though, so that they could perform drags, where tyre turning was needed, or essential maintenance, or say a Class 90 needed to have its parts replaced. It would go to Leeds Barn Road, or Leeds Midland Road, and have its work done there. But essentially, in order to do that, it would require the ability to be able to drag the locomotive, because obviously it's non-electrified over a lot of the route that goes across the Transpennines. So certainly interesting, but that 47 has been used for various different purposes, route learning and that lot, but it's just not used to its full potential. I was out the other day, and they had 2 route learners that were going on, Victoria to Bassett Hall and Garston to Bassett Hall. There were 2 route learners, and the 47 wasn't on either of them. They were both sheds, so they must have an abundance of sheds. They must just have too many of them, and obviously they just don't trust the 47 enough to be able to send it anywhere further than Stafford. I don't see the 47 out that much. It certainly should do more, given its role, but it does hardly anything. Right, are we going to be able to approach this station and stop successfully, or are we just going to have more issues? I don't really care how late we are now, it's just about getting to the station successfully, really, and going from there. So this is our next station, which is Washford. Not Washford, no, I think I was thinking of Washford Heath, but yeah, Washford, home of the Somerset and Dorset Railway Trust Museum and Workshops. Ooh, fantastic. This route, really, in terms of a review, it does give me a huge inclination to want to travel on the West Somerset Railway. It gives me a huge want to be able to experience this sort of beautiful route in real life, because look, it's absolutely gorgeous, and there's plenty to do it at every single stop. There's walks you can do and bits and bobs. It's certainly a very good railway to be on. So wonder if we can make it to the end of the platform, or are we going to stop beforehand? No, I think we're not doing too well here, unfortunately. I'm not used to driving this. Obviously, this whole video will showcase how poor I am with driving older locomotives, especially in trains. So I'm better in trains in 2021. I think it's just familiarisation with the simulator. There's a lot of it as well, and the controls. I know they're not too different, but obviously the locomotives react differently in this because maybe they're more reliable, less reliable, something like that. Right, let's open the doors. Now we're 5 minutes late, which is what I thought. I know we're going to get a scenario fail, so to me it's taking part in counts, isn't it? So got plenty of screenshots to be able to enjoy and put. There you go. I know how to shut that up now. That's a good job. Kind of that many stations to go now. We're here, and Minehead is here, so not too much further. I wonder if there's things you can do down here on the locomotive. Maybe it's a little bit more interactive than just your normal bits. Is there buttons you can press? I know certain locos there are. Maybe not on this one. Anyway, let's get back in the cab and get going. I'll open the doors. Right, Blue Anchor is our next stop in 2 miles, so that's not too far, that's good. Wait for the brakes to release. Gosh, they take a while, don't they, in this loco? They really do. There we go. Slowly. Anyway, 5 minutes late now, so that's fun. When we get down to 20, I'm going to top up the power. There you go. So, I don't know what SSF stands for. If anyone can clarify, it's something fitted, I think. Secure something fitted. So, I don't know. God knows what it stands for. So. Right, let's preempt this brake. Maybe it's climbing still. Yeah, it's climbing. So in terms of a route, it is fantastic, and it gives you the ability to be able to drive, a route that many will have familiar to their hearts in real life. And I'm hoping this means that in the future we can expect further heritage railways, maybe in Train Sim World 2. I know what we've got looking at the moment. We're looking at Rush Hour. Will probably be the next big DLC to release for Train Sim World 2. Now they've got Cane Creek out the way. Rush Hour is something that they've been working on for quite a while. So that'll mean we'll get the whole Brighton main line. Not sure if this Rivet Games we're going to extend the Train Simulator 2021 one to Reigate. It's got anything to do with Rivet Games' involvement in Dovetail Games' Train Simulator Rush Hour, Train Sim World 2 Rush Hour. I'm not sure if Rivet Games are involved in that, or maybe it's just coincidence, but maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree, say. However, yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. We will get, I'm not sure if we're going to get the 387 with that, we've been told, obviously. The Gatwick Express 387. I'm not sure if that'll be in full Gatwick Express branding. They've not actually showcased anything yet. I'm still waiting for the preview stream for that by Dovetail Games. Looking forward to that, so do expect a video on that because I'll inevitably get it once it's released. So do look forward to a video on that in the future. But we've also got the Cornish branch line, or whatever it is. It's the route between Penzance and St. Ives, which is a bit of a bizarre route to me, because it's like, okay, we're going to do Cornwall, because Cornwall's a stunning part of the UK, granted, brilliant, you know, but we're going to do a very specific tiny part of Cornwall, and a little branch line. It's very bizarre indeed. So yeah, we'll wait and see on that one. I know we're going to get the Class 150 with it, so a lot of people are interested in getting their hands on that. That'll be interesting. I'm not a huge fan of routes that are a bit random like that. Obviously, I like to understand the reason why they select routes, and I don't think I've been properly understanding that as of late. But we'll see. That's something I'm probably not looking forward to, because obviously you've got Brighton Main Line, that's all the way between Victoria and Brighton. That's a decent run, and including the Southern 377 we already have for East Coast Way, which is a video that will be coming up very soon, probably one of my next reviews. Yeah, I think it bodes very, very well. And the 387, I think they chose to do the 387 because they can just basically port over the 377 and alter the cab a tad. I'll be surprised if they. I won't be surprised if they haven't altered the cab at all from the Southern one. They've basically just put some red matting on the seat and job done. I don't know if there's any specific differences between 377s and 387s. I know there are visual differences in the cab, because I've been in a 387 cab and it's not the same as a 377 cab. Some aspects are different. I mean, it's a later generation of trains, so we're going to now be significantly breaking the speed limit. Me waffling on about electric multiple units because it's the only thing I know how to drive in real life. Anyway, this is Blue Anchor. We are here 4 minutes late. So we've made back a minute. Probably not by the time we stop, because there's a bloody 10-mile-an-hour speed limit on this entrance. We can just get the throttle to carry us through. So this is Blue Anchor. So in terms of the actual route, all we've got after this is Dunster and Minehead, but I'm not sure if we do stop at Dunster. It might be one of those that we don't stop at. That'll do. Well, I've got some, well, I'm not counting that as AI, I mean, dear God. I mean, to have no AI on this route whatsoever is I was hoping we'd get something. Honestly, I thought, right, this is a scenario, it will be different to the other ones in the sense that we'll have, you know, in the sense that we'll have some AI, which is why I decided to do it. I don't do scenarios in this game at all, so I wouldn't know. Obviously, yeah, that's quite enough more than you can chew for Dovetail Games, that is, unfortunately. But still, I mean, the route looks nice. The vegetation and how they've done the route looks fantastic. I mean, this really is a lovely route, and I do enjoy driving it. It's just annoying. But that's a personal issue rather than a. I'm just trying to read this if I can read it. I know my mouse is in completely the wrong area at the moment. I need to fix that. 6 to 9 every day. Something about serving dinner, was it? Food served 12 to 3, 6 to 9 every day. 3 exclusive menus to choose from. 2 meals for £10. That's not too bad. 2 meals for £10. I'll get a cucumber for a tenner where I used to come from. I mean, up here you can, but where I used to come from. Alright, let's get on the way once these brakes are released. We are non-stop to Minehead. Can't really get off at any great speed, because obviously we've got a 10-mile-an-hour speed limit. Got us up to notch 2, and then that'll be that. Some old disused railway coaches there, very nice. A bit basic, unfortunately. You know, a bit look like they've just come out of a CAD factory sort of thing. Certainly. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice prospect. They should have just put some of these in and just smashed some of the windows or done some sort of graphic thing in. I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I swear I just saw the speed change, and now it's penalising me again. Ridiculous. Why are we on a 10-mile-an-hour speed restriction still? Oh, now you decide to go up. Just want to see what speed this train can get up to. I am going to break the speed limit here, but just knowing because it's a safe area to do so. Much safer than other parts of the route. Obviously, we've got this curve coming up, but it's not too until you get to about here. It's not too troublesome. So I'll probably shut off the power about here. But I just want to see what speed this locomotive can really get up to. And obviously, I want to make back some time. I know it's naughty of me, but sitting at 25 miles an hour is all great and fun. But you've got to have a bit of. You've got to let these locomotives do what they're meant to do sometimes. Which is, you know, absolutely ram it up to 50 miles an hour. Once we get to 50, I will shut off the power and then let us resume at our normal speed. We have got a station coming up, so we will need to shut off the power very shortly. That is a lot better. Right, let's get our speed down, so we have got a station coming up. So, in terms of a route, do I recommend it on our final approach into Minehead? Yes, I do. I think it's a fantastic route. I wouldn't get it if it wasn't on sale. On the personal basis that it's not a, you know, it's a great route, and it's, you know, technically it's modern day. It's set in the current period. It's a heritage railway though, and I prefer more mainline stuff. I prefer more real-life railways rather than heritage. Just I know that on heritage the max speed you're going to be able to get up to is 25, and that just bores me. It really does. Oh, especially now we're going to go down to 10. So for me, to be able to get down to a decent speed, get up to a decent speed is something that I like in a route. So. I know if I leave it at 10, it will just climb back up again, because obviously we're on a downward gradient, so. Nice to see what speed this loco will get up to though. It looks like it'll safely get up to 60. I wouldn't say 75. Well, I'd like to say 75. I don't think we were going uphill, to be honest. Like to see, this is Dunster, I believe. This is the last station before we get into Minehead. We're not stopping here, but we are having to go through at a very slow speed, so we might as well stop it, to be honest. Wouldn't make any difference. Oh, now we can increase speed. That's good. Oh, wait, why is there a 5 mile/h speed limit? I mean, what's the point not stopping here if we've got to go down to 5 in the first place? I presume that's to do with the crossing, but... No, I'm sorry, the 5 hasn't come yet, it's there. I saw it. Nice to see. Some modern action going on there, which is quite nice. I mean, the horn is always something as you probably, if you've watched any of my videos previously, you'll probably realise the horn is something I don't like in this game. It's just not, well, I don't like it in any train simulator game. They just don't have the horns nailed. They're meant to be loud, but they really struggle. They really struggle, and I don't know why. I don't know what the issue is, but obviously they're unable to get the horn to the level that they'd like it at. So. Anyway, beautiful route, certainly a very good route, worth getting. If you want to look in the description, I have included the link to the route. This scenario is created by Dovetail Games and included with the route, so I don't need to put a scenario link in there, that's absolutely fine, you won't have one of them. So look forward to some more videos on LM Simulation. I have got some plans to look into Microsoft Flight Simulator. Obviously, not something I've looked into properly yet because I wanted to make sure the settings are good and it's up to date. That is something I'll look into during my couple of weeks off work, so do look out for something like that in the coming weeks. There is something I would like to do. There is a freeware helicopter you can get for the game with some freeware skins and some really good... What the heck was that? Okay, we'll ignore that. And some really good scenery you can get for London. So I want to do a little bit of a flight around London, a little bit of a tourist flight, so to speak. So yeah, look out for something like that in the hopefully in the near future here on LM Simulation. But we will continue. I'll also be debuting American Truck Simulator on LM Simulation very soon, so do keep an eye out for that too. That'll be probably one of my next videos, to be honest, because I do need to do something a little bit different than just the normal train simulator stuff. So as we approach the final approach into Minehead, I'm going to sum up this route using 3 words. It's difficult to sum up a route in 3 words, to have it on the top of your head, but detailed, I'll go for that, yep. Performance, obviously it performs very well, so you can expect that with a lot of Dovetail Games routes, but yeah, performance, it works really well. And authentic, I'll go with authentic, that's a good word to use as well. So that's 3 quite specific words that will sum up this route. If you are looking for something that's performance friendly, if you're looking for something that is detailed and authentic, this is certainly the route for you. It's available over at Steam. They might have a sale on, so it might be worth just waiting for the sale. I would probably advise doing that because you can get some really good deals in the sale, and I don't want you getting this route for the full price and then going up, they got it for $12.99 in the sale or whatever the hell they sell it at these days. So, to me, it's certainly a route worth getting if you have a chance. and I hope they can do more Heritage Railway routes in the future, because they've done really well with this route. So obviously it showcases how good they are at being able to do Heritage Railways. So they rode into Minehead. Out of 10, I'd give this a solid 7. It's not a 10 out of 10, obviously, because I think the main thing that drags it down to a 7 is probably the lack of Norton Fitzwarren. It's like it's an integral part of the route. I know that most services go between Minehead and Bishop's Lydeard, but Norton Fitzwarren is a part of the route, and I expect it to be included in scenarios. And there's probably more they should have done. So probably the only aspects I've ever seen in my life with a single yellow and a flashing white light. Well, the flashing white lights for this crossing. Bizarre. Anyway, really good route, really detailed. I've enjoyed the run. Obviously there's more you can do with this. They've got scenarios for the Class 08, they've got scenarios for the Class 47. If you've got the Class 20, they've even got scenarios for that as well. So certainly worth getting, that is for sure. I think the Class 33 is also an external purchase, so you'll have to do it. I think you can get it in conjunction with this in a bundle, but I don't think you get the Class 33 with this route as normal. I think you just get the 47 and the 08. I think that's the main bits and bolts that you get. Anyway, so let's jump out of the cab and watch us as we arrive into, this is Minehead. Obviously quite busy here. You've got the turntable here at Minehead with the, it'd be nice to have a locomotive on this. I mean, I don't understand why they have to have a lack of AI in the scenarios. It's so annoying. I will be, I will be honest. But hey ho, it is what it is. So let's watch our train arrive as we approach into Minehead. So we've got stopped here a little bit early. So pretend we're a bloke, P-wave guy or something like that. Anyway, so I hope you have enjoyed this LM simulation video. Sorry it's been so long. I did want to cover the whole route so that you get a whole understanding and a chance to witness the entire route. We will do another video on the addition part to Norton Fitzwarren, so look out for that in the future. But for now, if you have enjoyed, leave a like, comment and subscribe. I tend to answer all comments that are left down there, so look forward to that. And if you have enjoyed, then obviously look forward to some more Train Sim World content here on LM Simulation. But for now, it's been a true joy. Been very happy to bring the West Somerset Railway to you here in Train Sim World 2. So you can buy it in the link below in the description, but for now, hope you have a very nice rest of your day, whatever you're up to or wherever you're listening from, rest of your evening, and I will see you in the next video here on LM Simulation. Take care, all the best, and bye bye.